The subject of this talk is Christian marriage. We're going to look at some key verses in the passage from Ephesians 5, verses 21 to 33. Verse 21 says, "Submit to one another in the fear or reverence of the Lord." So the first thing is to fear the Lord, and the second thing is to submit to one another. If you submit to someone, you put everything you have and everything you are at the disposal of the other person. Complete commitment of both parties to the marriage. Paul then goes on to explain how we do this as individuals. He begins with the wives. "Wives, submit yourselves to your own husband as unto the Lord." That does not mean that you're a slave to your husband, but it does mean that you belong to him totally. After addressing the wives, Paul addresses the husbands. "Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her." So husbands, remember what Christ said. He said, "I came not to be served, but to serve." So husbands, you are to serve your wife and to look after her. The very word husband means to take care of. It's your responsibility to take care of your wife, to look after her, to protect her, to be her strength, to be her shield. In fact, Paul says, husbands, look after your wives the same way as you look after your own body and take care of yourself. So husbands, you belong to your wife as much as your wife belongs to you. Then Paul goes on to quote Genesis chapter 2. "For this reason, a man shall leave his father and his mother, and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." That is why the wife takes the surname of the husband, and she becomes a different person. The man becomes a different person. The two become one. So it's no longer Dave and Satandwa, or Benone and Ali. It's Dave Satandwa and Benone Ali. My wife becomes a Beevers, but I also become part of her family. But we are one. This is what the Word of God says, and so we need to think as one and to act as one. We make joint decisions. We no longer live for ourselves, we live for each other. And as we mature and grow and produce children, we live for each other and for our children. Marriage is teamwork. Husband and wife are a team, and it's up to the team to make it worth. And remember that God put the team together. God put you together, because it says, what God has joined together, let no one put asunder. So husbands and wives, in closing, I want you to look at one another and say, in Jesus we are one. And may God bless you.